In this lesson, we will learn how to break and unify tangents in Maya. Let's take a look at the animation we have in this scene. We'll go ahead and hit play. What we see is there's a meteor that hits our UFO and it causes it to shake. Now the problem is the shake looks very unrealistic. We should get a better feeling of force in the contact. So what we'll need to do is go ahead and figure out a way of modifying the animation so that we get that feeling of force once the meteor impacts our UFO. So let's go ahead and take a look. We can go ahead and grab our control object, and then we can move over to our perspective and graph view. Now from here, let's go ahead and grab this key we have on frame 30. If we were to go ahead and grab our out tangent, that's the one on the right half, and go ahead and grab our move tool, we can go to middle mouse button, click and drag up, and that is going to create more of an extreme point on our function curve. So watch this. When we play the animation, you'll notice now we're getting a better feeling of force. But the problem is we've now managed to adjust the beginning of the animation before the hit ever happens. We don't want to do that. That's why we would go in and break our tangent so that we can leave part of the animation untouched while we improve the other half. Let's go ahead and press the Z key to undo back to flatten out our tangent again, or we could always just go ahead and use the flat tangent tool right here on our toolbar with the key selected. All right, sweet. So it's now time to go ahead and break our tangency. So we have a few ways of doing this. We can go ahead and access our break tangent tool from the toolbar, or if we were to go to our tangents menu, we can access it from here. Before we break this, let's say we zoom into our function curve a bit more using our interactive zoom. Remember how to do that? It's Shift, Alt, and then we would drag up and down with our right mouse button, and then we could also drag left and right to go ahead and scale our view horizontally. That way, as we start to tweak our function curve, we can see exactly what the change looks like. All right, so let's now go ahead and grab that key on frame 30, and we'll head over to Tangents, Break Tangents. Now watch this. We now can adjust each half of our tangent independently from each side. All right, so this is cool. We can go ahead and grab our out tangent on the right side, and we can go ahead and bring this up. And now you'll notice that when we play through the animation, we're going to get a really nice feeling of impact when we hit the UFO. And take a look. Though this looks a bit irregular, as we take a look at the key on frame 45, it actually does a great job because you can see how it kind of shifts the ship down slightly, and then it comes back, and then it goes through the rest of the animation. So that little subtlety actually brings the animation to life even more. If you wanted to clean this up, you could always go ahead and grab the key on 45 and adjust the tangent handle. You can then go back to 30 and again adjust the out half of the tangent handle to smooth that out. But honestly, I think that that's a little bit too smooth, and I kind of like the irregularity we had in the function curve because it worked very well. Let's go ahead and hit play. So that's the beauty of experimenting with your work and figuring out what actually works for your performance, your animation. So I find that this works very well. Now, we've broken this tangent handle. How can we unify it again? Well, all we need to do is go ahead and grab our key, and we can go ahead and use Unify Tangent right next to Break Tangent on our toolbar. So that's one way. Or another way is to access the Tangents menu and choose Unify Tangents right underneath Break Tangents. Now you'll see that if we were to try to unify this tangent and grab our tangent handle and start to move that around, you could see how it's going to keep that broken angle. So if I were to go ahead and reorient it and hit play, you could see it's going to be very sharp. So how can we correct this? It's actually really simple. We just go ahead and grab our key and flatten the tangent out, and we're back to where we were before. All right, great. So let's say we go ahead and break our tangent. Go ahead and grab this tangency on frame 30, the out half. Just go ahead and bring that up just to get back to the fixed animation. So there we have it. In this lesson, we have learned how to break and unify tangents, and we've also learned why we'd want to do that. Another use for broken tangents is the weight in a ball bounce or your hips in a walk. As you start to get to your down position, you can go ahead and break your tangents so that you hit the ground heavy, or you have a good feeling of weight and gravity, and then you would kind of bounce back up. You'd add a hold on your high point, and you come right back down with force And broken tangents help us to accomplish that realism.